Here's my list of every Hell Let Loose class ranked by importance. I will divide the list into low impact and high impact. Hopefully this will help you decide what class to start with as a new player and what progression you can take to become an expert soldier in Hell Let Loose. Let's start low impact with Rifleman. This is essentially the default class, completely unspecialized and mostly unimportant. That's because this kit holds almost no influence on the battle. For equipment, you have small ammo boxes, which in my 600 hours of time I've never needed to rearm as a soldier. Ammo resets when you die, so unless you're the world's greatest camper, you will never need small ammo. On the British and Russian classes, you do eventually get explosive ammo, which is actually useful for rockets and grenades. But other classes also have explosive ammo amongst other useful equipment, so there's still little reason to play Rifleman unless every other important class is filled. The next low importance class is Medic. Unlike other tactical shooters, Hell Let Loose has unlimited tickets. That then makes the Medic class semi-useless, as players are not incentivized to wait for revives. While it is nice having 20 bandages per life to dole out, most players won't even wait for you to heal them, since they have 2 bandages of their own. You do get a sidearm and 2 smoke grenades, which provides some flexibility in close quarters combat. But Medic level 3 is the worst class in the entire game, forfeiting your primary weapon for a bandage box that is frankly completely useless. Medic has needed a rework for years, and some people actively discourage new players from playing Medic within a squad. Then we will move to Automatic Rifleman. Viewed as the selfish pick, it's assumed Automatic Riflemen are here for kills and nothing else. With access to powerful auto weapons like the FG-42, STG, BAR, and PPSH, no Bren, you don't count. This class can mow down enemies while maintaining significant mobility. It's usually the recommended class after Rifleman because it simply has no responsibilities outside of murdering the enemy. That said, it can be fairly impactful in the hands of a skilled, aggressive player. After Auto Rifle, we go to Assault. An extremely similar class, Assault has arguably worse or at least duplicate weapons to Auto Rifleman depending on the faction. Some factions do gain both smoke and frag grenades, and Assault level 6 gets all the way up to 6 frag grenades. But the main reason this class is more important than Auto Rifle is the Satchel at level 9. Being able to satchel tanks is game-changing in Hell Let Loose, so a high-level Assault player can make a significant impact on a match. Next up is Machine Gunner. In my opinion, this class is mostly elevated by one gun for one faction. The MG42 for Germans. Just the sound strikes fear in the hearts of players. Its suppression is unlike any other in the entire game. Its pinpoint accuracy rivals the best snipers, and the massive magazine can shred dozens of soldiers within seconds. A properly placed MG42 can hold off multiple offensive squads, while the Browning, Lewis, and DP are like Nerf guns in comparison, and arguably not even worth using when other classes are available. The last ballistics-focused class, Anti-Tank, is the most important low-impact option. I say low-impact only because you may be facing a team with minimal armor support. This causes Anti-Tank to become far less valuable depending on the enemy team you're facing. And that being said, Anti-Tank gains access to both unique ballistics and equipment. Everyone but the Russians start with a rocket weapon, capable of destroying some enemy tanks in as little as one shot. Unfortunately, the Russians start with the pitiful PTRS anti-tank rifle, which requires upwards of 24 shots to destroy a German tank. Once you get to level 3, AT swaps its ballistics for a wrench. That wrench then allows the construction of unique AT gun emplacements via supplies. These are similar to artillery guns and can be manned by up to 2 soldiers for shooting at tanks and infantry alike. At rank 6, AT once again swaps its ballistics for AT mines and satchels. Yes, those are the same ones as the level 9 assault. AT mines are practically invisible, especially from the viewpoint of a tank spotter, so simply lining common roads will usually net you tank kills, and even one mine is completely lethal to a tank. At AT level 8, Russia finally gains access to the US bazooka, saving you from the awful PTRS, and the British now get the boys' AT rifle. So assuming the enemy team is utilizing lots of tanks, AT can certainly be a game-changing class. And side note, both ballistic and equipment explosives can be used to destroy enemy garrisons, so even with no tanks, AT can still make an impact. Now, every class we reviewed so far is effective at damaging enemies, or healing in the case of the medic. But the classes moving forward are less about destroying the enemy and more about logistics, spawns, and tactics. They are all considered essential for the success of the squad and the team as a whole, and are therefore in the high impact group. First up in the high impact group is Engineer. Engineer is extremely important for two main reasons: nodes and defensive structures. Nodes are built along the map to create resources used by commanders. Resources are used as payments by command for things like bombing runs, supply drops, tanks, and airdrops. Every commander will call on engineers to build them nodes throughout the game, and it is essential for their success. The second main responsibility is structures. Mainly used in offensive, engineers can utilize supplies to build defensive structures anywhere on the map. From barbed wire to bunkers, they can help fortify a friendly position for defense. Engineers can also build repair stations to heal and reload friendly vehicles. They also receive AT mines, as well as anti-personnel mines depending on the class level, so the class itself is extremely versatile in its impact on the game. The second most important class is Squad Leader. Squad Leader's biggest impact is spawn building. Outposts and garrisons make or break teams, and it's easily the number one reason why teams get steamrolled, particularly early in the game. Map positioning is everything in Hell Let Loose, and if you're spawning 500 meters away from point, you will never be successful in attacking or defending. Squad leaders must be constantly moving and building outposts and garrisons for their squad and subsequently team to spawn on. They also act as radars on the map to determine enemy player locations, lighting up red when enemies come near. Squad leaders also gain access to command chat and can speak directly with commander or other squad leaders on the team. They can then relay requests, mark spots on the map for their squad, and flow down commands tactics. Lastly, they are somewhat responsible for their squad's makeup, tactics, and positioning. Good squad leads will manage their squad mates efficiently and provide guidance to each role. Effective squad leaders will always win against inexperienced squad leads. And finally, the most important role in Hell Let Loose: support. Now you may ask, why isn't squad lead the number one role? Well, that's because support has exclusive access to the most important aspect of any Hell Let Loose game: supplies. Supplies are used for all logistical structures in the game, from AT guns to nodes to defensive structures and, most importantly, garrisons. Every item requiring supplies can be game-changing within itself. Multiple roles, including squad leader, require supplies to fully utilize their kit. A great squad leader cannot build garrisons without supplies. A great engineer cannot build defenses without supplies. If there are no supplies for nodes, a great commander has little impact. It is the number one thing necessary to be successful in a game of Hell Let Loose, and it is the only class that has access to repeated supplies. On top of that, they also gain access to explosive ammo crates at level 6, and everyone but the Russians get flamethrowers at level 8. Playing support requires a mastery of logistics understanding and repeated communication with your squad lead, as well as other players and squad leads in need of supplies. It is the single most important class in Hell Let Loose. I hope this video helped you in starting or continuing your Hell Let Loose career and explaining to you all the different roles and how they can be impactful in the game. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and feel free to subscribe for more tips, and comment below what your favorite class is in Hell Let Loose.